So let's start things off with Club de Nuit Intense Man. If you're wearing this fragrance, I'm guessing you're in your 20s. In fact, I'm going to say you're 24 years old. You just love this fragrance. It's got that smoky, citrusy, sweet. This right here has got a little bit of wood in it. It is a fragrance you absolutely love. But let's be honest. As good as this fragrance smells, you're wearing it because you can't afford the original. Of course, I'm talking about Creed Aventus. Pineapple, black currant, apple, bergamot, patchouli, Moroccan jasmine, rose, and at the base a bit of vanilla, musk, ambergris, and oak moss. If you're wearing Creed Aventus, I'm guessing you're in your 30s. In fact, I'm going to say 32. You bought this fragrance when you got your first big paycheck. This was your celebration, your mark that you made it. In today's video, gents, we're talking about choosing the right fragrance for your age. All right, gents, so come in, Skull Circle. I'm going to tell you the secret to wearing any fragrance at any age. The trick? Well, it's simple. Any man can pull off any fragrance that he feels confident wearing. Now, to feel confident wearing a fragrance, you need to select one that works with your body chemistry. You're the only person that can do this. Sometimes men are gifted fragrances they don't like. They wear them because they want to, make their partner happy. Here's the thing. You're never going to be 100% confident in that fragrance. You have to wear something that when you put it on your body, you're like, wow, this smells amazing. When you do this, when you find those signature scents, you're going to be able to pull them off with confidence, and you're going to be able to rock them at any age. That being said, understand a man's sense of smell changes over time. So a fragrance like Fahrenheit that you rocked with confidence in the 1990s every time you hit the club, well, it's no longer your taste. It's no longer something that you feel confident wearing. You feel it's too extreme. So this is not going to be one that you want to wear at your age. That being said, I see this being worn by a guy in his mid-50s in great shape, wearing this as he goes to pick up his girlfriend for a night out on the town. And by the way, she's in her mid-30s. Now, what about a fragrance for a teenager? I get it. You're 17 years old, about to be 18. You walk into a department store, you're looking for a great summer scent. Something still that's going to be solid, but within your budget. You find Nautica Voyage. This is a green, fruity floral with a bit of aquatic, but not overpowering. Perfect for you to be able to wear out around your friends casually on the weekend. This is going to be your go-to summer scent. Green leaves, lotus, mimosa, but what you mostly pick up is after you've been wearing this a while, it's got a nice base. That dry down with a bit of amber, but you got that musk and you have the oak moss. Affordable, versatile. You wear the heck out of this over the summer and end up buying your second bottle within 6 months. Now, what if you're in your early 30s, you want a great summer scent, something that's not going to break the bank though. You're switching jobs, you're saving all your money for your new house. What are you going to go with? Davidoff, Cool Water. Aromatic, marine, green. This is a classic fragrance, been around since the 1980s, but it doesn't smell dated. It doesn't smell cheap. This hits so high above its price point, it's crazy. And surprisingly, it's a very complex fragrance. It's safe for the summer, perfect for the spring. You can even pull it off in the fall. A lot of people say it reminds them of green Irish tweed. And speaking of green Irish tweed, let's bring in this classic from the house of Creed. Now, I see a guy in his 40s rocking this. Maybe the age of 45, you're at a point that you've developed a lot of confidence. You know what you want to smell like. You've got a little bit of money to spend on a nice classic fragrance. Classic, probably one of the most classic smells you can go with in all of men's fragrances. Now, if you're watching this video, you may be saying, come on, Antonio, there are certain fragrances at a certain age you do not want to wear. Now, I get this logic. Certain notes are very strong. Certain notes many people will find offensive. Certain notes in some people's minds smell like an older man, smell like a young man. Strong, powerful, rich, sweet fragrances like Paco Rabanne's 1 Million. A lot of people feel smells very youthful. In that, I agree, but I do think a man in his 50s could easily pull this off if he wears it with confidence, if he's in good shape, if he looks younger than his age. And on a side note, if you're on a tight budget, you like the smell of 1 Million, but you can't afford it, check out Antonio Banderas' The Golden Secret. Smells very similar. And some fragrances, yes, are going to smell more mature to most noses. Woody, aromatic, earthy. Polo Green is a classic fragrance from the 1980s that a lot of guys in their 50s are rocking. Why? They've worn it for 30 plus years. They absolutely love it. It works for them. Their partner, their wife, loves the smell, so they continue to rock it. So does that mean if you're 19, you can't pull off this fragrance? Of course not. Give it a shot, try it, smell it, see if you like it. All right, gents, really quick, interrupting my video because I want to let you know about my project over at Mission Fragrances. This is a new fragrance line I'm coming out with, which is unlike any fragrance line out there. So as I was learning more about fragrances, I'm right-brained. I come from a science background. I kept reading all these studies about how fragrances would affect your mood, how they would affect the way that you saw things. They would keep you more focused. They would actually, loosen you up. They would actually make you more relaxed. And I'm like, what if you could hijack this? Because a lot of us, we put chemicals in our body. And I'm not talking about drugs, but I'm talking about simple things like coffee. We're talking, I drink a lot of coffee, but I don't like drinking it in the afternoon because I don't like the way it makes me feel. But what if there were fragrances that would make you more focused, more alert in the afternoon without you having to put something in your body? Or there were fragrances that could actually remind you, you could condition yourself so that you would be more committed to getting done what you want to do. So losing that 40 to 50 pounds that you committed to earlier in this year and you've already dropped off on, what if you could put on a fragrance before you go to the gym that would actually commit you, that actually would make you, remind you that you need to go to the gym? That's what I'm talking about. Fragrances that you could put on that would help you feel better, would help you perform better, and that there's data behind this. You could condition yourself to become the man you know yourself to be with the right fragrance. Well, this is what I'm doing over at Mission Fragrances. If this sounds at all interesting, down in the description of today's video, I'm putting a link over to my early bird list. I'm not going to spam you. I'm going to send you updates whenever we're coming out with this fragrance. That way you get the best deal. You know when we're coming out. We're going to release only a set number, and I want to make sure you're on that list if you're interested. Guys, you're going to be able to save money, because we're going to charge a lot more once it's made public, but this is going to be for the guys that really want to be part of me on this journey. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to update you. I'm going to let you know what's going on. So again, guys, in the description of today's video, click on that link, find out more about Mission Fragrances, sign up for our early bird list. You are a teenager, you're 16 years old, and you're looking for a safe gym scent, something that's not going to be overpowering, but something that's going to keep the body odor away. Well, look no further than Davidoff Champion. Yes, it's a bit of a gimmicky bottle, but it's a solid fragrance, incredibly inexpensive. This is a classic, citrus, aromatic, and it does a solid job for what it is. Now, what about a gym scent for a guy that's in his late 20s? He wants something clean, something that's not going to be overpowering, something you can actually spray on quite a bit and not even have to worry about. Lacoste L1212 White. One of my favorite fragrances. What I love about this, it's so light, and yet it sticks and it stays around for about 4 to 5 hours and incredibly inexpensive. A woody, citrus, aromatic. I see you being about 28 years old and rocking this fragrance here. Now, what about for the distinguished guy in his mid-30s, about 37 years old? You want something you can wear to the gym, something you can wear on the weekends, an incredibly versatile fragrance. You want to take complexity out of your life and you're willing to spend a bit more on a fragrance that's going to cost you well over $100, never goes on sale. You're going for Chanel. You're going for Allure Homme Sport. And this is the O Extreme. If you're not familiar, there's variations of this. This is just one of them. It's a little bit stronger, going to last a bit longer. I like this one. And what I love about it is you got that citrus at the top. You've got that creamy base, a little bit of tonka bean in this. This is going to be a rich fragrance you can pull off in the gym, but I highly recommend it you wear it for other situations. It is just a solid go-to fragrance. Now, what about for the guy in his 60s, the guy that's taking care of himself, the older gent that looks like he's actually in his late 40s and he wants to go out and celebrate? He actually occasionally smokes a cigar, loves the smell, so I'm going to recommend Creed's Tabarome. This is a manly scent, yet it's not overpowering. It's got a little bit of citrus at the top, a bit of ginger, and right at that base, that little bit of tobacco. Just a classic, and it's got a really cool story. If you haven't checked this one out and you're a gent that you like a unique smell, check it out. Now let's talk about the man that's 23, just graduated college, and you want to buy your first go-to fragrance. You've owned a lot of fragrances, but they've all been cheap. They've all been, just knockoffs. You want something that is an original. You start doing your research on Acqua. Sounds great, except it sounds a little bit dated. Instead, you go for the Profumo. Yes, this has been around a while, but this is a classic fragrance that isn't going to go anywhere. This is, for most collectors, this is easily in their top 10. This is a solid fragrance. If you're looking to build a fragrance collection, at least 3 to 5 fragrances, this right here will fit into any man's wardrobe. Next up, we're talking for the man in his 30s. In fact, we'll go lower 30s. You're 30 and you want a really nice, seductive fragrance. One, you've got some fresh, clean fragrances. You've always gravitated towards that. You want to buy just something that's classic. Something, yes, some other guy's going to be wearing, but you know that your wife, your girlfriend is going to absolutely love it. Check out Dolce Gabbana's The One. It is classic, and it's the amber right here that sets this. This is a rich, 3-season fragrance. You can pull off in the spring, you can pull off in the winter, you can pull this off in the fall. Heck, I'm gonna be generous. I think you can even pull this off on a cool summer night. All right, so right here, I got a couple fragrances for a guy in his 40s. You gotta have a little bit of confidence. You gotta know who you are to be able to pull these off. That being said, you're 46 years old. You don't party like you used to when you were 26. At the same time, you enjoy the finer things in life. You're single, you're out there meeting the ladies. You want something that's gonna send a message. So Tom Ford's Oud Wood. It's classic, and it's a very soft intro to oud. At the same time, you can put a little bit more of this on because you can afford it, or you go with Kilian's Apple Brandy. You don't drink like you used to, but this makes you smell like you do, and you love the smell of a good brandy, and when she gets in close, she wants to eat you up. Seriously, this fragrance is absolutely incredible. Now, gents, if you've ever worn an amazing fragrance and nobody noticed, yeah, I feel your pain. Let's commiserate together and smash that like button. By smashing that like button, guys, you let YouTube know, you let the algorithm know that these videos are important. You want to see more like this, and it helps more men find these videos. And yes, the pain is real when you wear that expensive fragrance and no one gives you a compliment. Sad Antonio face. All right, Jen, so I know you got an opinion. I want to hear from you down in the comments. When you think of Sauvage, how old is a man who wears Sauvage? Parfums de Marley Harrod, how old do you think a guy is wearing this? Victor and Rolf Spice Bomb, a guy in his early 20s, agree, disagree? Let me know. Private L'Homme, notice I tried to pronounce that correctly, but what do you think? A guy in his 30s, mid-30s, maybe even 40s pulling this off? Fragrance One's Office for Men, what do you think? Mid-20s, late 30s? Jean-Paul Gaultier's Ultramalt, what do you think? Late 20s, early 30s? Koros, is this only a mature man scent, or do you think a guy in his 20s can pull this off? Again, gents, let me know down in the comments. So what video to watch next? How about how to properly apply a fragrance? So many guys mess this up. They overspray, they underspray, they create this mist cloud, and they try to walk into it. No, in this video, I show you exactly how and where to apply fragrance. Seriously, it's good. Click on that. All right, guys, see you later.